Greetings, fellow citizens. This is Citizen Kong. Well, when I'm on YouTube, every now and then I run across some video where some person is crying about liberals, how awful liberals are, how they're somehow ruining the country. And many times these are the same people that want to put creationism on equal footing as actual science and have it taught in school and think it's a free speech issue, or just this general ignorance of not understanding what liberals have done for this country as far as civil rights, as far as making sure that our freedom of speech, actual real freedom of speech issues are still taken care of, that we're not turned into a police state and pushed around by the authorities. For some of these people, the way they sound, they think liberals are so awful that it sounds like that's what they want. And luckily, I live in the great state of California, which where these people tend not to have as much influence, thankfully, as they do in the rest of the country. The Sarah Palin types, the Tea Party types, the ones that get all fired up about Obamacare and things like that. Yeah, California. And one of the things that's occurred in California, California leads the nation on things like non-polluting cars, pressuring the auto industry to make cars less polluting, probably in many ways on the forefront of alternative energies. We've got Hollywood. Yeah, I know. That's why the rest of the country hates California, because of the evil Jews that run Hollywood, etc. All right, it's taken me a while to get to the subject, but the subject is medical marijuana, something that California, once again, led the way. And it seems so funny to me that when I hear some hellfire and brimstone right-wing conservative speaking, and on the other hand, I know he's a pothead, I think, here we go again. It's the same type of mentality, these people that vote against their own interests. The working class that vote Republican when the Republicans don't do anything for the working class, but they're too stupid or ignorant to realize it. So here in California, we have medical marijuana. And before, the naysayers were saying, well, on one hand, the liberal progressive would say, look, there's people that could benefit. Cancer patients, marijuana has been shown to help with their appetites, to take an edge off the general suffering. It doesn't have the side effects as taking, or the addictive qualities of taking something like Percocet or Vicodin or OxyContin. And so there seemed to be more and more people considering a legitimate case for it. Before that, I think even the federal government accepted that marijuana could be used in treatment for glaucoma. Well, the right, the conservatives, the Bible thumpers, the people that believe in creationism, oh no, we can't have that. It's a slippery slope, from if we make it legal, available to people that are undergoing chemotherapy or things like that, then it'll become available to the general public. So these are the reason why they're called conservatives, because they want things to stay the same. They like the status quo, and anything new and innovative, they're against. Well, luckily, once again, because I live in the great state of California, the medical marijuana law was passed. So now people could get a doctor's prescription or go see a doctor, and they'll give them a permit to go buy marijuana from a dispensary. Well, in some ways, some of those people that were worried about the slippery slope were probably correct. Because actually, in many ways, it's become kind of a joke. Now, on the good side, the people that we would once consider it, that had a legitimate medical reason for marijuana, they can get it, which is good. And I would say the slippery slope is good too. Now, instead of having to buy pot from some criminal or something, you can pay a doctor visit and get a certificate that entitles you to purchase medical marijuana at a dispensary. Now, a lot of these doctors seem pretty dubious. In one case, the doctor's not even in the office. You're interviewed over the computer via a type of Skype network. In fact, I think it probably is Skype. And the doctor asks you a series of questions from there, and there's a whole list of conditions that you can claim to have or legitimately have and obtain medical marijuana. It's good to bring in a list of your medications, perhaps even your prescription bottles, to show them that you are taking some sort of antidepressant or something for pain or something to help you sleep, along those lines. You pay your money and you get a certificate that day. And then you go to your local marijuana dispensary, and instead of like what's available on the street, you walk into this place and there's a counter and there's all kinds of marijuana and marijuana related products in the display case. There's a menu with the prices, and they serve it right up. It's kind of like kind of reminded me in a way sort of of a speakeasy from what I understand, is that there's in one case there's an entrance, and then there's sort of a smaller room where there's a man in a window. Oh, ask for your certificate. He takes that certificate, he passes it through another window, then you're led into a waiting area. And then from that waiting area, there's a receptionist, and then you walk into the dispensary in back, and she lets you in. So it's kind of strange. It's not like walking into a liquor store and buying a bottle of alcohol. But I think it's a good thing. And California broke the ground. And if it wasn't for liberals, this would have never happened. So I think it's a good thing. All right, this is Citizen Kong. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers.